Hello guys, it's your girl Stella again on DearStellaTV. So guys, thank you so much for the comments from Vivienne and Leah. Thank you so much. That's very encouraging. Thank you to our new subscribers. Welcome to DearStellaTV. I'm back again with another topic that bothers me about married women. I promised that for this season I was going to just, address single women, but I also made a promise in season two that I was going to come out with like a mini series for the biggest mistakes married women or married men make. So I had done one of each. Now I want to do the biggest mistake married women make, one more. So I'll bring it out like one each per video. So straight away, let's do the usual, guys. You know when you want to listen to me, just get your drink so that we can do it. Cheers, cheers, guys. Thank you to everyone who follows me on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Thank you so much. So, but for now, today I want to bring you a very interesting topic. It's interesting because it's something that's supposed to be a blessing, right? But the way some couples have made it is like they've turned it around to use it as a safeguard. Let me just go straight to the topic. What I'm saying is, one of the biggest mistakes married women make is to make their marriages child-centered marriage. Listen to me. Child-centered marriage rather than relationship and love, growing love. So relationship-based marriage. That is what it should be. A relationship, you deepen it, you fan it so that the fire of romance and love doesn't die. That is what it should be. For companionship, for planning together, for raising the children. Don't get me wrong. Yes, children are a blessing from God. In the Psalms, it's very clear. Psalm 127, I think verse 3, it says that children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is his reward. So children are a blessing to us as a reward, when in life. So nobody is disputing that. But what I'm saying is, remember, let me take you back to the foundation of marriage. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves. Through the grace of God, in December, my husband and I were married for 22 years. So at least I'm talking based from experience as well. In the beginning, just take your mind back. I don't know how long you've been married, if you're listening to me, but take your mind back to when you just first started out with your husband, before he became your husband, when he asked you, when he proposed or you proposed, because these days we don't know if sometimes the women who propose, even in my romance novel, sometimes the women propose, sometimes the men propose. So now take your mind back to the proposal when you said, that time you truly believe that when in Genesis 2:24, the Bible makes it very clear that for a man shall leave his father and his mother, and he shall cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. What does that mean? Have you really thought about it? The two shall become one flesh. So in marriage, whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not, I've said it before in the previous video, you become one flesh with your husband. So you do things together in unity. You plan, everything. Even raising of the children. But what tends to happen, what you see is, for one reason or the other, maybe because the expectation has been cut short. Maybe a wife goes into a marriage thinking that, my husband is going to be this way with me. He's going to love me. He's going to do everything for me. And then she marries him and he's a completely different person. Or a guy marries this woman and she says, oh, he's going to cook for me. He's going to clean for me. He's going to, launder my clothes. And I'm just going to live in this dream world where my wife does everything. I go to work and I come back and then guess what? He gets married, reality hits. She's pregnant. He has no clue what to do, So sometimes instead of the man, the husband, to pull to the wife and help her through the pregnancy, what do some men do? Because they feel the hormones are raging, the woman is temperamental, she's moody, she's demanding, she's attention seeking, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes the men pull away and then they start going to see their friends. And this woman, pregnant, she feels she went through this pregnancy solo. She has this child. The man maybe wasn't even present. Her husband maybe wasn't even present. My husband was present for my 2 pregnancies. Praise God, in labor. labor ward and through the pregnancy, some husbands are not present. Maybe they are at work, maybe they are scared, whatever, for whatever reason they are not there. So this wife feels, well, I've gone through the pregnancy, thank God. I've gone through the labor, thank God. This man is nowhere to be found. Now I've had my baby. So my baby is precious to me. It's just me and this baby. Wrong. It's not you and this baby. You have to try as much as possible. I'm advising you now from one wife to the other. You have to try as much as possible to include your husband in your raising of the children, whether he wants to be involved or not, whether he likes it or not. Look, even when he's sleeping, go and give the child to him. You know, it's like you have to help him. Because remember, we have like, God has deposited maternal instincts in most of us as women, right? Some men don't have that. They need help developing that maternal side, maternal instinct, in them. So you've got to be patient too. I know it's a lot as a wife, as a new mom and everything to learn yourself, especially if you've never had a child before. But it's the same for your husband. That is what you as a wife has to learn. So you guys have to do it together. And I remember when it was our 5th wedding anniversary, we've had 2 kids already. Thank God, through the grace of God. 5th year wedding anniversary, I talked to my husband and I said, sweetheart, let us leave the kids with, our brother was staying with us at the time, praise God. He helped us look after the kids and my sister as well. And anyway, we went away, guys. We went away to the resort where we did our 1st year wedding anniversary. So we came again 5 years later, to just come and spend the weekend. It was just us. It's just like couples who are in love taking time out. I am advising you guys, you have to take time out in your marriage. No matter how young your kids are, take it from me. Because if you don't spend time developing your relationship while the children are there, you are supposed to grow your marriage, your deepen your relationship with your husband. Grow it, make it the most beautiful experience while your children are there. Because for so many reasons, your children are watching you. They are seeing the interactions between you and your husband, and that will help them in life. It helps them feel secure. They feel like they have a stable home where their parents love each other, they kiss each other, they hold each other, they help each other. That is the marriage God intended for us. Now, what you find is a lot of wives, they take consolation in their children, especially if they don't have their husband's attention. Maybe he's working too hard. Maybe he's just a selfish man. Maybe he's busy making money. You understand? For the family, you've got to, I can't tell you, but I remember when my husband was doing night shift. He did night shift for, if I'm not wrong, 6 to 9 years thereabout. Night shift. So for some women, that is opportunity for them to cheat. For some women, that's opportunity for them to say, oh, this marriage isn't working for me. My husband is not always around at night. So because of this, look, if you're looking for reasons why your marriage will fail, there will be 1,001 reasons. I can tell you up front now if you're not married. But you have to understand your situation at that time. We relocated. And in order for, back in Africa, you have people helping you. But if you're abroad, you don't have that. You don't have the luxury of people helping you, or it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So between you and your husband, you guys have to work it out with your shift pattern and everything. So there are times when you're not going to see each other. Still, you can decide to pay for daycare. Just save and pay for daycare for, I don't know, somebody to come and stay in your house for 4 or 5 days and just go away with your husband, or 3 days, whatever. But understand your husband's schedule, understand your schedule, and make it work for you. You have to make time, just the way you make time to go to work every single day, to go and grow somebody else's business. You have to, your marriage is your life. Your children, your husband, that's your life. That's your priority number 1. Make it work. Because when you go outside, whatever you see outside, stressful and everything, when you come back home, you want a happy, safe space, a loving space, a welcoming space, a hospitable space, So, but you have to create that for yourself. Both you and your husband. And even when your husband feels like, oh, this is too much for me. Women, we're blessed to take on more. I'm serious. And sometimes men are blessed to take on more. You just have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. But above all, what I want to say is don't create or don't hide behind your children and not grow your relationship, because what will happen is by the time the kids leave home, those children that you're saying, my life, my children are my world, my children are my this, you say that all the time, but their children will never be, they are not going to be with you permanently forever. One day they will fly the nest. It's going to be you and this man, you and your husband. And guess what? You've never developed your relationship. You don't even sit down, watch movies together, eat popcorn from the same plate, eat from the same plate throughout your marriage. No wonder, you see, after some time, some people, when their kids go leave home, 22 years, 25 years, 30 years, they divorce. Because they will say, usually they will say that we grew apart. You grew apart in the marriage because both of you focus behind your work, you focus behind your kids, and you abandoned working on your relationship, fanning the embers of the relationship. When last did you send him a card? When last did you write him a letter? When last did you go on walks together? When last did you go for picnics? When last did you take the kids out together? When last did you spend time together apart from the children? You've got to make time out. Beg your family.